Alright guys, Forsaken just made some big changes, including a Nosferatu skin becoming limited, some insane superhero skins potentially coming, and a lot more. Let's get into it! After ages of waiting, Nosferatu finally received a brand new skin in the last Forsaken update called Werewolf Nosferatu. However, despite the hype around finally getting another Nosferatu skin after so long, many players immediately noticed that the skin felt completely unfinished. While it did include a brand new model, almost everything else about the skin was extremely basic. The animations were mostly default, there were barely any unique effects, and overall it lacked the amount of effort people usually expect from newer Forsaken skins. One of the biggest criticisms was the placeholder render the skin originally launched with, which reminded many older players of the very early Forsaken days. Now, in the most recent update, the skin has actually been completely removed from the game. Ironically though, before disappearing, it finally received the proper render it was originally supposed to have. A lot of people have been laughing at how unlucky Nosferatu mains are right now, especially considering this was his first skin in over 6 months, only for it to instantly get removed shortly after release. What makes this even crazier is that the removal has essentially turned the skin into a limited item. If you bought Werewolf Nosferatu before the update removed it, you still keep access to it permanently. Because of that, Nosferatu now technically has more limited skins than normal purchasable skins currently available in the shop. It really shows how little attention Nosferatu has been getting lately, with many players saying the killer simply isn't popular enough for the devs to prioritize. Aside from the removal itself, the only other noticeable change they made was giving Nosferatu a brand new mouth. So for all the Nosferatu mains out there, you basically waited 6 months just to get almost nothing in return. Was this skin even worth updating in the first place? With a huge amount of cool kid skins potentially coming to Forsaken lately, many players are still confused about why the long-awaited Wave update hasn't even released yet. The update is supposedly meant to focus mainly around cool kid, but despite all the teasing, it still hasn't dropped. Even so, the community has continued making insane concepts for what could potentially arrive alongside the update, especially with how many people want more cool kid related skins added into the game. One of the newest concepts comes from J3 Eyes, who created a skin based around 007 and 7's Cool Kid. What makes this concept so interesting is that it heavily references Homelander from The Boys, specifically inspired by the comic reveal where Homelander is exposed as Black Noir. This version of 007 and 7 takes inspiration from that exact idea, turning the skin into a much darker and more chaotic version of Cool Kid. The concept even includes custom minions, each featuring hidden faces covered with photos, so you can't fully see what they look like underneath. There are also several references connected to the boys hidden throughout the skin, including a crowbar inspired by the weapon Butcher uses to kill Homelander. Some players have even recreated the exact comic scene by designing 007 and 7 and Cool Kid together, which many people think would perfectly fit as a decal or reference image if the skin ever officially came to Forsaken. There are also several other The Boys-inspired concepts people have been making recently. One of the biggest is Nosferatu Homelander, which mixes the Captain Roblox avatar with the superhero bundle torso while still keeping Nosferatu recognizable instead of fully changing his appearance. Another concept is Bill Shedletsky, based on Butcher, where the sword gets replaced with a crowbar as a reference to his iconic weapon. Since Butcher is British, the skin even replaces eating chicken with drinking tea instead. With how many of these concepts are appearing recently, many players think Forsaken should seriously consider adding them. The game already includes invincible skins, so adding a full collection based around the boys would honestly fit surprisingly well. A lot of people argue that these reference skins still work because they continue tying back into classic Roblox culture, which is already a huge part of Forsaken's identity. At this point, it honestly feels possible we could eventually see these skins added into the game. Should Forsaken add more skins like this? There is one dev-exclusive skin that people have recently started hating on, not because the skin itself looks bad, but because players are frustrated that it still hasn't been added publicly into the game. The skin is called Infernal, and it includes effects for Cool Kid that no other skin currently has. Recently, there were a lot of discussions surrounding milestone skins and how Forsaken could make them feel more rewarding to grind for. One of the biggest ideas people had was adding custom LMS effects inspired by old Cool Kid hacking videos, specifically with multiple Cool Kids appearing in the sky during the match. Players thought this would be an insanely cool callback to old Roblox history and would make milestone skins feel much more unique compared to standard recolors. Some people even pointed out that other Forsaken-inspired games already use similar effects where giant Cool Kids appear in the sky, just like the classic intro. Now, people have discovered that the dev-exclusive Infernal skin already has this exact feature implemented. During gameplay, multiple Cool Kids appear in the sky, which instantly made players frustrated after realizing this effect exists, but isn't available publicly. Many players genuinely feel this is the exact type of exclusive effect Forsaken skins should start having more often. If enough people continue talking about Infernal and its custom sky effects, there is a chance something similar could eventually release publicly in the future. Should skins start getting more exclusive effects like this? The official collab with Opera GX. Forsaken has started giving out a bunch of free rewards over the course of 7 days. Since the collab mainly focuses on downloading the PC version of Opera GX, many mobile users felt completely left out. Console players were also frustrated because they couldn't properly participate either, which instantly caused backlash throughout the community. Some people pointed out that console users could technically try using a mobile device instead, but many players still felt annoyed that the collab launched in such a limited state to begin with. Opera GX has since responded they are trying to roll out a special reward system for mobile users later on so mobile players can eventually claim the same rewards too. Even though a lot of the technical issues are apparently being fixed, players are still frustrated because some parts of the collab continue to bug out and not work correctly for everyone.
Oh my god!
With Forsaken now having multiple connected characters in the game, more and more matching skins are starting to appear between them. We already know that Time and Azure are getting matching skins in the future, but players have also started noticing the same thing happening with Jane Doe and John Doe. One of the newest concepts people have been talking about is a matching skin set based on Rainbow Factory, created by Coconut. This concept is honestly a really niche reference, but many players still think it looks amazing. The matching set is based on Rainbow-John Doe alongside Apple-Jane Doe, which are characters connected within the Rainbow Factory universe. Because of that, Jane Doe's design actually looks more like a cowboy compared to John Doe, which confused some people at first until they realized the reference behind it. The designs themselves still fit surprisingly well into Forsaken style. What makes this even more interesting is the fact that Forsaken already has another skin inspired by Rainbow Factory, which is the Cupcake skin for Cool Kid. Because of that, players are now wondering if this matching set could actually have a chance of becoming real in the future. A lot of people really like the idea of connected characters having matching cosmetics, like the Office skin sharing similarities with Milestone 1 John Doe. Since the developers are already experimenting with matching skins for characters like Time and Azure, people feel like Jane Doe and John Doe deserve the same treatment as well. Having more matching skins between linked characters would honestly make the game feel even more unique overall. So Forsaken made big changes for the next major update. Is there anything else that needs to be changed? Subscribe and hit the bell for more Forsaken.